Are you drowning in confusion and decisions and advice on purchasing your first home? Let me give you a lifeline. I've got 6 simple steps that I will walk you through to help you get through this home buyer process without stressing out. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 6 simple steps to take you from overwhelm to starting the process. My name's John D, and on this channel, I talk about all things real estate. I'm a realtor in and around Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I help people who want to buy homes, sell homes, and relocate to this area. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any tips that I share on my channel. Now let's dive into it. You're not going to want to miss step number 6. This is something that most realtors don't talk about. Number 1 on the list is getting pre-approved. Now here's something lenders may not have told you. As a realtor, I can tell you this though. You want to make sure that you do get pre-approved, of course, but you also want to make sure that you shop around and opt out. What do I mean by opt out? You want to make sure that you check out the opt-out pre-screen. I've put it down in the description, but the credit bureaus actually sell your information to other lenders so that you can shop around. I recommend this is a great thing to do. However, do this on your own terms. So opt-out pre-screen will help you be able to shop around on your own terms. Look for local lenders. That is key. Not all lenders are the same, and you want to make sure that you get the loan that best suits your needs and gives you the upper hand advantage. You do want to be careful that you watch out for certain types of loans, ones that require manual underwriting. This could cause a problem as you're getting ready to purchase a home. It could take a lot longer, and they require a lot more paperwork. Talk to a lender to find out more information about this. If you want some lenders in your area, I can definitely send you a list. You just need to text me for those, and I'll send you some that I trust and love. Now here's the things that you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need last year's tax statement, as well as your last 3 pay stubs, probably about 2 months worth. You're also going to want your last 2 to 3 months of bank statements. Now this is if you are employed by an employer. If you're self-employed, you're going to need a bit more information. Being self-employed means you need to be self-employed for at least 2 years before you could qualify for a home loan. Now, if your spouse or your partner has a job with an employer, this does help, but you really need to talk through this with a lender to find out what you need to qualify for the home loan in your price point. Just know, if you're self-employed though, you will need to provide extra paperwork, at least 2 years tax statements, 6 months worth of bank statements, and things of that nature. They may ask for some extra things, but it varies from lender to lender. Step 2 is accounting for all the costs. You want to make sure that you talk to your realtor as well as your lender to look at the Homeowners Association or HOA fees for the neighborhood that you're looking at, as well as taxes for the area that you're going to be purchasing in. This will impact your monthly budget. You also want to look at insurance for the home that you're purchasing. This will impact that monthly payment that you're going to be making, and have your lender look at that so that it helps you to figure out where this will impact your bottom dollar and your budget. Step number 3 is figuring out your budget for out-of-pocket costs. You want to make sure that you're figuring in any extra costs so you have your cash on hand that you need when purchasing a house. So you have your earnest money, which I explain as kind of your promise to the house that you're purchasing. This is going to be not your down payment, but it goes towards your down payment. So you want to figure out your earnest money, how much that will be. Sometimes it's around 1%. It could be more or less, depending. Talk to your agent to figure out what those costs would be. You then have your appraisal fee. This is around $300 to $600. It is required by your lender to make sure that you're not overpaying for the home and guarantee your home's value. And then the last thing that you're going to need out of pocket is your inspection fees. Now, this can be a wide variety, and it really depends on what you want to get inspected. I always recommend getting an inspection, but this is totally up to you. If you're purchasing a home with a well or a septic, I would get those inspected. If you're wanting to get radon inspected, you need to make sure that you include that. Home inspections can cost anywhere from around $300 on upwards over $800, depending on what you get done. But an average regular home inspection is between $300 to $600. This will give you a general overall inspection of the home. If there's any further issues, or if you want to do any of those additional inspections that I recommended or talked about with the well or the septic, those are additional costs. So talk to your realtor and find out what inspections you want to get done. Take all these things into consideration so you know how much out of pocket you're going to need when purchasing a home. Don't forget about moving costs. You may have movers or deposits, things that you need to turn on electrical, gas, things of those natures. Those are out of pocket costs as well. Number 4, you want to hire the right agent and plan for success. Be sure to talk to 2 or 3 agents. See if their values align with yours. You don't want to overpay for a house. You don't want to get a house that has a ton of problems where you're going to be pouring money into it. You also don't want to miss out on any houses. So make sure when you're talking to agents, talk to at least 2 to 3, find out who the best fit is for you. Make sure that they have your best interest at heart. How will they back you up when things hit the fan? And how will they make sure that you get the house that fits your needs? Now, if you have specific questions that you want to ask a realtor, make sure you text me and I can send you a list of questions that you should be asking a potential realtor before you get started with one. Number 5 is your timeline. Be sure that you're talking to a realtor to talk about your timeline. If you're currently renting, when that lease is up and what this looks like. How long do you have before you need to purchase your next house? Usually in the state of Indiana, and every state is different, it takes about 30 days once you find the home that you want to purchase to actually close. Now, it varies depending on who your lender is, as well as the timeline of the person who is selling the home. So be sure to talk through all the different scenarios with your realtor so that you're not stuck paying month to month or having to renew your lease and then stop your home search and then restart things. So plan ahead, talk to your realtor, find somebody who is not pushy, and work within your timeline to get to where you want to be when you want to be there. Now here is step number 6, the most fun part. Actually start your home search. There are some things that you're going to want to talk to a realtor about though, and not everybody covers this. Think about your lifestyle. Where do you work? How far is your commute? Maybe it is 3 miles away, but the traffic in that area is horrible. So you want to make sure you consider where you purchase a home. Think about your lifestyle. Do you like to get out and about? Do you want something that is walkable? Do you want to have transportation? Think about these things and factor them in. They will be huge in making your decision as to where you're purchasing your home. There's a list that you need to make of must-haves and must-not-haves. So maybe you want to make sure that you have 2.5 bathrooms. Well, what if you find a house that has 1.5? Make sure you write down those deal breakers. What do you really need to have in a house? How many bedrooms? How many square feet? What kind of amenities? And what kind of neighborhood do you want to live in? Make sure you have this list and don't skip on those things that are absolute must-haves. Be sure you talk about these things and have them written out for your realtor so that when you fall in love with a house, they can help make sure that all of the things that you want in your home are there. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home and you have questions about what the next step is for you in this process, send me a text message and I would love to answer your questions and help you figure out what the next step is in the processes of you purchasing a home.